Rangers' plans for the upcoming transfer window are beginning to take shape, with fresh developments emerging behind the scenes at Ibrox. As January edges closer, decisions being made now could have a significant impact on how the squad looks for the second half of the season, particularly as the club balances the need for change with the importance of stability. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Rangers have no intention of entertaining any approach for Gazzimer during the January transfer window, with the club understood to be fully committed to keeping the winger as part of Danny Role's core plans. Despite growing interest from Villarreal in recent weeks, those close to the situation insist the Ibrox hierarchy are not prepared to sanction a sale under any circumstances midway through the campaign. Gazzimer is viewed internally as a player Rangers simply cannot afford to lose, particularly given the manager's belief in his long-term value to the squad. It is understood the club have no plans to sell the Frenchman anytime soon, having only brought him to Glasgow during the summer. While Rangers are expected to be active in the market this winter, the strategy is focused on trimming the edges of the squad rather than cashing in on players regarded as central to Role's project. Any departures are likely to come from the group of fringe players who have struggled for minutes, allowing funds to be redirected towards reshaping the squad in key areas. High-profile exits are not part of the current thinking. Role's stance on Gazzimer is shaped by a long-standing working relationship. The German coach knows the winger well, having previously worked with him across 2 seasons during his time at Sheffield Wednesday. That familiarity has bred trust, and Role remains convinced Gazzimer can play an important role as Rangers look to build consistency and momentum. The 22-year-old joined Rangers in a deal worth around £2.2 million, but has found life in Glasgow challenging at times. His form has been inconsistent, and frustration among supporters has grown during spells where his end product has dipped. Gazzimer has scored 6 goals in 30 appearances so far this season, although 4 of those strikes came during Rangers' ultimately unsuccessful Champions League qualifying campaign. Since October, he has found the net just once. Even so, Role has continued to show faith. Since taking charge, the manager has started Gazzimer in 9 of his 12 competitive matches, underlining the winger's importance despite external criticism. While fans may feel his performances have not always matched expectations, Role still sees him as a crucial component of the wider rebuild underway at Ibrox. In contrast, attention behind the scenes has turned towards potential exits elsewhere in the squad. Joe Rothwell is among those expected to move on, with the midfielder keen on a January departure as interest builds from England. Sheffield United are pushing to secure his signature, and his lack of involvement since Role's arrival has only fueled speculation. Rothwell has featured just twice under the current manager, and has not even made a matchday squad since the victory over Livingston on 22nd November. Despite arriving from Bournemouth in the summer, the 30-year-old has failed to make the desired impact and now appears set to become one of the players moved on as Rangers reshape their options. The focus for club officials will be on securing the best possible fee for those deemed surplus to requirements, while protecting key assets like Gazzimer as Role continues to mould his squad in his own image. In other news, Rangers supporters have once again turned their frustration towards Jigga following another unconvincing display, this time during Monday night's narrow 1-0 victory over Hibernian at Ibrox. The centre-back arrived in Glasgow on loan from Wolves during the summer window, bringing with him the credibility of 5 Premier League appearances last season. That background led many supporters to believe Rangers were securing a defender capable of immediately strengthening a title push. Instead, Jigga has arrived during a period of upheaval at the club, and his own performances have done little to calm growing concerns among the fan base. This was far from the first time the 23-year-old has been criticised this season. Jigga has regularly found himself under scrutiny, but Rangers' lack of depth at centre-back has left head coach Danny Rowe with limited alternatives, forcing him to persist with the Burkina Faso international despite repeated below-par showings. Although Rangers claimed all 3 points against Hibs to climb to third in the Premiership table, the result did little to soften the criticism aimed at Jigga. Supporters felt he once again let his teammates down, even in victory, with several calling for his loan spell to be cut short and for him to return to Wolves when the January window opens. There was, however, a sense of relief among sections of the support knowing this match marked his final appearance before departing for the Africa Cup of Nations with Burkina Faso. Against Hibs, Jigga looked uncomfortable in possession, particularly when tasked with playing out from the back. On multiple occasions, he appeared reluctant to take responsibility, opting for safe passes rather than progressing the ball when opportunities were there. Statistically, his night did little to help his case. Jigga won just 50% of his ground duels and conceded a foul, while also attracting negative attention for attempting to feign contact in the second half in an effort to win a free kick. Referee Don Robertson was unmoved, waving away the defender's appeals as frustration inside the stadium grew. Perhaps most damning was the contrast with his centre-back partner, Emmanuel Fernandez. Fernandez not only scored the decisive goal in the 35th minute, but also delivered a composed and authoritative performance throughout, further highlighting Jigga's struggles and adding to the sense that he is not operating at the required level. Rangers fans were quick to vent their feelings on social media during and after the match. One supporter wrote, "Jigga is an awful attempt at a footballer." Another was even more blunt, saying, "Jigga going to AFCON is brilliant for us. He is awful, and I hope Burkina Faso get to the final and then party until the summer. He has permission." A third added, "I drive Jigga back down to Wolverhampton myself, but we're a bit short on fit centre-halves at the moment." With Rangers already dealing with defensive issues and injuries elsewhere, the situation leaves Rowe walking a fine line. Jigga's upcoming international absence may offer temporary respite for an increasingly vocal fanbase, but his future at Ibrox looks increasingly uncertain as patience continues to wear thin. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.